In the previous 8th mantra, it was stated that he goes to other lokas also. So based upon that, he raises an objection. Nanu nastaha asya ubhau lokavu. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಲೋಕವು ಯೋ ಜನ್ಮ ಮರಣಾಭ್ಯಾಂ ಅನುಕ್ರಮೇಣ ಸಂಚರತಿ ಸ್ವಪ್ನ ಜಾಗರಿತೆ ಇವ. That by janma and marana, with his birth, he goes to a loka, and when dies, he leaves the loka. In order to be born in a loka and die from the loka, where are the other lokas? Sancharati swapna jagarite eva. Swapna jagarite tu pratyaksham avagamyete. So, waking and dream, these states are directly experienced, but where are the other worlds? Where are the other worlds? Ihaloka paralokavu kenachit pramanena tasmad ete eva swapna jagarite ihaloka paraloka. Now he wants to show where are the other lokas. So here he is showing in the next mantra, 9th mantra, that there are this loka and other loka also. Now I shall read that tasya havaye tasya purushasya dve eva sthane bhavataha. This we just read out the mantra. This person, for this person there are only 2 stations. 2 loka means 2 stations. This one and the other one. Station means where you live there for a while to experience both sukha and dukkha. Sukha and dukkha you experience, you stay there by staying there for a while. Okay. So then what about the dream? Dream is not a third loka. Then does dream constitute a third loka? He says dream is not a third loka because dream is only a junction between 2 lokas, 2 worlds. Like Bhashyakara says, when there are 2 villages, one village and another village, the space in between 2 villages cannot be called a third village. A space in between 2 villages cannot be called a third village. The space will be either included in this or that, or partly in that and partly in that. Partly in that village or partly in this village. So, similarly, dream cannot be considered as a third loka. So, tasya va ye tasya purushasya dve eva sthane bhavataha idancha paraloka sthanancha sandhyam trutiyam sthanam swapna sthanam. The swapna sthana constitutes a third one but not a loka. It is no doubt a third one, sandhyam trutiyam sthanam, but not trutiyam is not a loka. It is a third one is other than the 2, but at the same time it is a junction between the 2. Sandhyam sthanam, the junction is the third one, that is the dream station. Tasmin sandhye sthane tishtan, staying in that junction, he sees Ubhe sthane pashyati idamcha paraloka sthanancha. This world and other world, 2 worlds he sees. How does he see? Katham punaha swapne sthitas sannubhav lokau pashyati. How does he see? This was the question. This was the question you asked. How does he see the 2 worlds?
The question is dream avastha, swapna avastha or no?
Same. Dream and swapna is same.
Yes. So the same swapna avastha is the junction.
Yeah. Dream is the junction.
But there is another way to look at the avastha.
True.
This is the problem.
It's everybody's problem. I'm telling you, that's why this Bruhadaryaka Chandogya is complicated. We have to read leisurely, point by point, and also see the different angles, different standpoints, and certain secondary details are included, as I told you. See, the thought of other world, this world, you don't have to bring here. We are deciding the Atma Swarupa, take the states, examine the states, determine the Atma is over. Examine the states, determine the nature of Atma, that is over. The question, Janaka asked that question, Yajnavalkya replies that much alone. But while replying this, while examining the three states, he is bringing in between other words. That is not directly related to the topic. Yet he brings them because since we follow the karma, upasana, and those things also he includes here. That's all. They are secondary points, not directly related to it. So, katham puna swapne sthitassan ubhau loka upashyati. Staying in the dream state, how does he see the three? How does he see this world and other world? How does he see this world and other world? This is the question. How does he see? It means in what manner does he see? With what help does he see? With what help and what manner? Elaborately discusses answers in the last one sentence briefly. Because it's a secondary, it is unnecessary. Bring it. Shrunu yathakramam. Atha yathakramo yam paralokasthane bhavati. Tam akramamakramya ubhayan papmanah anandamscha pashyati. Whatever akrama means whatever material or whatever you call a material, whatever resources, material or resources, whatever you call resources or material, the valet, whatever valet you carry with you, when you go, baggage, let us say bag and baggage. Swamiji calls it outfit. Outfit is a old English, I think. Swamiji's days. Outfit. Outfit means your baggage. Suppose you are going out of station to Delhi, you pack up everything. Whatever material you can carry, pack up everything in a bag, carry that bag with you. So, in order to be able to go to Delhi, you have to carry certain things. Not everything, only certain things. If it is going to be cold there, then you need a sweater and blanket and all. If you are going in summer or if you are going to Kerala, you never read, or even Kanyakumari and such place, you never need a sweater. Even this cloth is not required. Even in winter, you don't need it. Once we were in Rishikesh, it was winter, seeing a terrible cold there, we carried a sweater, blanket and everything. We had to go to Palghat in Kerala. I think 3 days we travelled by train, 2 days or 2.5 days. By the time we reached there, everything we have to remove. And we saw the people, there is nothing, it's so warm and you didn't need anything. So, depending upon the loka there, what kind of experience you are going to have in that world, because each world gives you certain experience, and in order to be able to enjoy those experiences, you need a special karma. What is that? You need karma, vidya, purva prajna. To be able to enjoy something, experience something, you need money for worldly event. If you have to go to Delhi, you need money to go there. Then you need to know little that Hindi language. South Indians find difficult to go there because they speak Hindi. So you need to know some Hindi language. And then the climate you have to adjust. The food you have to eat, they eat roti only, not rice like our South Indians. So like this, a few things are required. Similarly, when you go to the other world, you need punya papa necessary for that loka. Second thing is you need a orientation, that is called samskara. You need a little orientation, as I told you, the language and familiarity and some such thing like that. If your mind is inclined, oriented to that loka, you can enjoy better. Otherwise, you feel very clumsy, very uncomfortable there. Though they give you a lot of food, but you are unable to enjoy, you can't taste it. Have you seen that tandoori roti, Punjabi tandoori roti? You go and eat it, once you will understand. Tandoori roti with the help of the makai. Makai means the mokka jola. Mokka jola, I don't know what you call, a kind of a grain, thick red grain. With that they make the roti. What you call it, baked in a special, I don't know what you call that, a furnace type is there. In that it is baked a thick roti. And when it is hot, you can eat. If it becomes cold, impossible. When it becomes cold, it is impossible to eat. When it is hot, it will take half an hour to 1 hour to eat one roti. Because it's like a plastic. You keep on chewing. Your tooth will come out, but it will not be chewed. Your tooth will come out. Tandoori roti, have you ever seen Punjabi tandoori roti? Terrible. They ask you, do you want tandoori roti or tawe ki roti? They ask the Punjabi, the Sikh, bearded people, tandoori roti, tawe ki roti. Then I thought, tandoori, what is it? Others are taking, let me try. Once I took it. Oh, everybody got up and I am unable to finish even one roti. Impossible to chew. That means you are not familiar with that samskara. Similarly, a samskara orientation is required to be able to go to the loka and enjoy. Supposing you buy the ticket, go there, but you cannot enjoy because whole thing is new to you. Therefore, you need punya, you need samskara, you need a body there, body pertaining to that loka. And you need the path also you need to know. You need to have a punya for living in the loka. You need to know the path to go, the loka marga, Uttarayana, Dakshinayana marga you need to know. After going there, you need a particular body. Then you need your mind and sense organs orientation. This much you need to be able to go to the loka. Otherwise, you can't enjoy the loka. You feel very uncomfortable. After going to heaven, you will keep complaining that my world, Manushya loka was better. Bangalore was better than the Sarga loka. If you complain, you are unfit to go to Sarga. If you complain like that. After going to heaven, you should become little familiar. Therefore, he says, whatever outfit, whatever bag and baggage, punya, papa, samskara, you have acquired specially to go to that loka. He says, whatever outfit, in Sanskriti, yathakramoyam paralokasthane bhavati. Whatever the akrama, this akrama is a peculiar technical term. Akrama is that bag and baggage, the material. Whatever akrama, ayam paralokasthane bhavati tam akramam akramya. Having taken, having collected that particular material necessary for that loka, ubhayan papmana anandascha bhavati. He goes there and enjoys. Both may be dukkha or sukha, whatever. Because if the loka happens to be dukkha loka, painful world, because you have got the other world need not be all the time happy. Other world can be higher world, lower world, painful world or a pleasurable world. It could be dukkha loka, sukha loka. Okay. This much the mantra says. Now going to the bhashya, the particular question. How do you see the both? Okay. Sandhyam tritiyam sthanam. Tasmin sandhe sthane tishtan ubhe sthane pashyati. Being seated, staying in the sandhya, staying in that junction called dream world, dream state, not world. Staying in that dream state, which is a junction, he will be able to see this world and other world. How do you see? He says, it is a first thing is, it is a secondary point. Second thing is, the explanation is so superficial, so simple, one need not worry much. Tat kathamavagamyate paralokasthana bhavita papmananda darshanam swapne iti. Same question he is putting in the Bhashya. How do you know that the otherworldly experiences he will come to know staying in the dream world? How do you know staying in the dream state? He comes to know the experiences of other world. He says, Yasmadiha janma janmanyanubhavyamapi pashyati bahu. Simple. Dream gives you two kinds of experiences. One are familiar, another is unfamiliar. Mostly dream constitutes your familiar with waking. Generally, looking from the waking standpoint, most of the experiences of dream are similar to the waking. Generally, whatever you experience in the waking, similar to those experiences you imagine in dream. Generally, most of the time. But rarely one or two experiences come. Rarely one or two which you have never seen in waking and yet you see in the dream. You have never seen in waking, yet you see in the dream. That's what he answers here, Shankaracharya. Prayaha nacha swapno namanama apurvam darshanam purva drishta smritirhi swapnaha prayana. Generally, dream experiences are similar to waking, so therefore you carry the memories of waking and see there. But sometimes, rarely one too. He says, ananubhavyamapi pashyati bahu. A few events, a few experiences you have which are unlike the waking. So these two kinds of experiences you have in dream, they give an indication. The familiar experiences pertain to this world, and unfamiliar, totally novel experiences give an indication about the other world. I already told you it's a silly explanation, but it is a common man's explanation anyway. So in the dream you have two kinds of experiences. Some are familiar with the waking, some are totally unfamiliar, novel experiences. So the novel experiences show you that they are totally new. New means they represent the other world. They show you experiences similar to the other world. Similar to the other world. You don't understand it. I'll tell you. I'll give you an example. In India, we give you plenty of examples for Vedanta. It becomes easy to understand. Whatever clothes you have, in those days, in our younger days, whatever clothes, whatever gadgets we have, we use them. Radio was familiar. Not so, but it became familiar little bit later. In the younger days, even radio we have not seen, because there was no radio in our younger days. Later radio came. We have seen something. So certain clothes, radio, some torchlight, battery torchlight, all that we can see. But if you go to a bigger city, in some person, special person in his hand, you find something new. You wonder, what is this? You ask him. Oh, he has come from America, so he brought it something. These are available only in America, not here, they say. Though you are seeing in India, in a big city like Bangalore or Hyderabad, many things you see which are commonly available in India, but one or two you see them available only in America. In those days, TV, they would tell that in America there is a TV, in India there was no TV. They say you can see a distant objects. The newsreader reads, you can see them. We were surprised. How can a person be seen? It's a wonder. I say God has created a new world. Yes, it is a new world. It is another loka. It's another loka they were creating. So one or two gadgets not available in India, but bought from America. One visitor, I asked, how do you get it? You have to pay a lot of custom duty. They won't allow you. They won't allow importing to India. I had paid 4,000 in those days. 1,000 rupees item 4,000 I paid for it and got it. I got, my God, why should you pay? Because I came back to India, I wanted to use it, then I had to pay so much of custom duty. But that one gadget, one or two gadgets he is carrying, they will give you indication of America. They'll don't give you complete experience of America, but give you a taste of little America. Other country. Similarly here, dream constitutes mostly Indian goods, but one or two otherworldly goods. So from this you understand, dream contains both the kinds of experiences. Some are many are familiar, a few are unfamiliar. From this you understand, dream constitutes two kinds of experiences that introduces you, or it gives you an idea of this world and other world. This is a simple explanation. Shankaracharya gives it. Mantra doesn't say anything. Mantra is a sandhi. Mantra says that it is a junction. Staying in junction, you see both. That's all. Mantra doesn't explain anything. It's a Shankaracharya had to explain like this. So staying in dream, you have many familiar experiences, a few unfamiliar novel experiences. So the novel experiences give you a taste of other world. Familiar experiences will give you idea of this world. Therefore, you have experience of two worlds in one, two in one in dream. Okay. Therefore, I repeat this sentence here. Yasmadiha iha janmani ananubhavyamapi pashyati bahu nacha swapno nama apurvam darshanam purvadrishta smritirhi swapna prayena tena swapna jagarita sthana vyatirekena sta ubhavlokav. From this you come to understand that there are two worlds, this world and other world, and dream gives a taste of both. Dream gives you, the dream state gives you taste of both the worlds. Okay, yadadityadi, the next point is important. This is a secondary point, as I told you. Next point is Atma Swayam Jyoti, that is important. Atma is a self-shining in dream. The same mantra, if you proceed with the next, Sayatra prasvapiti asya lokasya sarvavato matramapadaya swayam vihatya swayam nirmaya svena bhasa svena jyotisha prasvapiti atrayam purusha swayam jyotir bhavati. In the 9th mantra, the second part is important. First part is A. Second part is B. We have to divide, then only it makes sense. Mantras are all continuous. Yad adityadi bahya jyotisham abhave ayam karyakarana sangata purushaha yena vyatiriktena atmana jyotisha vyavaharati ityuktam tadeva nasti. Now is an objection. He says, how do you say? In the absence of external light, internal Atma is the sole light that illumines your living. This is what you told before, but it is not right. Oh, the objector, opponent says, Tadeva nasti yat adityadi jyotisham abhavagamanam. Because you never have an experience where you are free from the external light. External lights, 4 lights we have discussed: sun, moon, fire and speech. Sun, moon, fire and speech. These 4 are the external light. We generally live with the help of these 4 lights. So you have no experience where you are free from these all 4 lights. One of these lights are available whenever you live. This is what opponent says. Where is the experience? Show me. Where is the experience where you are free from these external lights and there your soul, Atma's light alone is present? Show me that experience. See, when we are talking to another person, I am speaking, you are listening, and so this speech is working. Speech is working. Now show me. When we live in normal life, we have this one of these 4 lights. We live with the help of this one of these 4. Without this four, we only sleep. Without this four, we only sleep. In the sleep, there is no light at all, and there is no light, no world, no experience. Atma also doesn't exist. So, this is a common man's question. Doubt it is. So, yatredam tadeva nasti yad adityadi jyotisham abhavagamanam yatredam viviktam swayam jyotirupalabhyate, where Atma, purely soul Atma's illumination. Soul Atma's illumination, where do you find? Where is your experience? Yena sarvadai vayam karyakarana sanghata samsrishta eva lopalabhyate. He says, all the time, karyakarana sanghata samsrishta eva upalabhyate. All the time you have a body, sense organs. Body sense organs are continuously helped by external light. Body walks, body moves with the help of external light. Sense organs, your eyes see, your hands move and touch, everything external light is required. Then without them, how can you see? Tasmad asat samo asanneva vasvena vivikta swabhavena jyoti rupamiti. Therefore, Atma existing independently, independent of these external lights, with the soul Atma's light alone, we don't have a single experience. This is his question. Atakvachid vivikta svena jyoti rupena upalabhyeta bahyadhyatmika bhuta bhautika samsarga shunyaha tato yathoktam sarvam bhavishyati iti. He says, yes, there is an experience in us where without the help of external light, with the soul light of, only light of your Atma, you have an experience. What is it? Dream is the experience. Simple. Dream is the experience where you have only Atma's light and no external light. He said there is no external light because these external lights are present in waking state. You have gone away from waking state. You have left the waking state. That means you left the sun, moon, fire and speech because you left the body. When you leave the body, leave the external world, you remain all alone yourself when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep, you remain all alone. The same thing. In the dream, you have got your own Atma's light. You imagine certain things. Imaginary certain things you see, and Atma sees things imagined by itself. So, what it sees is imagined. One who sees is Atma. Atma sees. What it sees is its own imagined things, but not the waking things. It is taken like this. As I told you already, Bruhadaryaka is different from Mandukya. The whole way of treating the topic is different. In the waking world, there are external objects, external light. External objects are there, external light is there. Assuming that waking state contains external objects and external light, he is showing dream doesn't contain external objects, doesn't have an external light. So in contrast with waking, he is showing the dream as having the only internal light, soul light, that is internal light, and the things are also its own imagined things. Its own imagined things. Therefore, how even that he explains from waking, how he leaves the waking world and waking objects and waking light, how he leaves them out and have your own. This he explains. Saha yatra prasvapiti. Oh, illa ide mantra. Okay. Sayatra prasvapiti. Sayatra prasvapiti, where he sees his dream, there asya lokasya sarvavato matram apadaya. From this world, he takes a small part of it. This world is a sarvavataha. You may ask the question because certain words are occurring. Sarvavataha. This is all encompassing world. This world is all encompassing. It contains many, many, many objects, innumerable objects, let us say, innumerable objects. Out of these innumerable objects, he takes a small part of it. A small part of it he takes from the waking and goes to the dream. It doesn't carry all these things. It is like you have a cell phone with you, you take a small photo of it and go away. If you want to see this place, you don't carry any of the things here, neither the wall, nor the picture, nor the, paduka, books and people, none of them you carry. But you take a photograph of all of them and go. What is a photo is only a chaya. Chaya means it is only a shadow. A shadow. So, you only take a chaya of them and go, and once you play there, you start seeing everything there. You still see everything there. Similarly, you carry only vasanamaya. Vasanas means a kind of a chaya, only a shadow. Recorded shadow is called vasana. Recorded shadow. Like a camera records the shadow of the things. It doesn't carry anything. When you take a photograph of a book or a person, what part of the person you cut and carry? You take a photograph of a person or a book or a thing or anything, you carry. What part of the person you are cutting and carrying? No part, because all his parts are intact. You are not taking any part of it. You are only taking his shadow. You mean you carry the shadow, tomorrow onwards he won't have any shadow? He won't be able to see any shadow? If you pluck and carry the shadow of him, then tomorrow he won't have any shadow. No, not like that. Then what part of him you are carrying? He says, matram apadaya. So, asya lokasya sarvavato. This loka constitutes so many innumerable things. Out of them you carry a small, faint, a trace of it. A trace of it, a faint thing. Faint means how much? Vasana matram. Vasana matram means a picture of them. Samskaras only. Carry them. Then what do you do? Swayam vihatya. Each word Shankaracharya explains elaborately. You carry a small part. You cannot call even small also. See, it's very difficult to explain. What part of a person you carry when you take a photograph? Does photograph take a part of it? People, those who are not aware of what is photograph, may be worried. Ayyo, he's taking you can fool illiterate people. See, with the camera he's taking something from you. He's taking away all energy from you. Tomorrow onwards you will become weak. Don't allow the photograph. Then he will resist. Amma, he will take away all my light. In Uttarkashi, they have at a high level. In Uttarkashi, have not the Gangotri, the Ganga Marga. At a high level, because the river flows like this in the mountain, in the slope. So from the high level, they took through a tunnel they have made. They have made a tunnel up to Uttarkashi from the higher level. So when the water is flowing, because water it is in a higher level, from there water gradually flows. So with that thing, they put turbines, fixed the turbine so that electricity can be produced. Electricity can be produced. So with there it is already slope. Himalayas mountain is a slope because Nadi is flowing down only. And with a heavy speed, because it flows like this only with a heavy speed. So they found it is very easy. We can produce electricity whole that North India, that what is that? Uttarakhand they call them. The Uttarakhand belt will have electricity, power. And after few days, when that started like this, some sadhu got an idea. They told, Dekho, hamara Ganga Jal itna pavitra hai. You understand Hindi? Okay, I speak in English only. So, our Ganga water is so holy. They are taking away bijli from it. Bijli means that power from it. They are taking away power from it and releasing the same water too. Because at higher point, the water is collected. And from there, water flows in a tunnel. And then Uttarkashi, they leave it in Uttarkashi. Then they told, see, from the water they have taken away the essence of the water, essence of the water and leaving the trash of the water. Therefore, we will protest it. All sadhus came out, we don't want this thing. They protested. Prabhupada was staying there. I used to visit him in Uttarkashi area. We go for a walk and then I asked all those things. He told the same thing. Then he told me this story and he laughed. We also laughed. They say, you take away all the current and then leave out the trash water. Therefore, this becomes a dirty water. And you take away the real essence of it. Producing power from the water. Do you take away anything from water? What part of water you take away? What part of water you take away? Nothing is. Water only flows. It is only the current has got a pressure. With that pressure, the machines move and then the current is produced. So water is not at all affected. Water is used only to bring about a pressure, that's all. A force of water, there is nothing. They thought that from the water the current is taken away. देखो पानी से बिजली लेकर और पानी को छोड़ दिया है. ये हम नहीं सहेंगे. We will not tolerate this thing. All sadhus created from. Sadhus' general knowledge is so much like this. Those who know English among the sadhus, they are treated differently. In earlier days, they would criticize us. They would criticize us. Hey, sadhu होकर आप अंग्रेजी में बात करते हैं? You being a sadhu, you speak in English. ये तो महान अपराध हो गया. It's a big papa that you speak in English. Generally we would speak Hindi, but somewhere some South Indian appears. Then South Indian means some Tamil, Kannada. I did not know Kannada before. So we happen to speak in English. Then somebody is like, sadhu होकर आप अंग्रेजी में बोलते हैं. Then we have to be very careful. We should not speak English among the sadhus. Then later, after 10 years, it has changed. Then they say, if you know English, they treat you respectfully. अम्मो ये तो अंग्रेजी जानते हैं. Then they respect you more than before. Compare with other people, because those fellows are illiterate, don't know. When the current is produced, power is produced from water, they think that power is taken away from water. That is their general knowledge. So after some time, what happens? The turbines were not working. The program got suspended. The machines were not working. Then the sadhus felt very happy. देखो गंगा जी को बहुत द्रोह किया है. You have done a great injustice, great papa. Ganga Devi has punished you for doing that. Because the Ganga water contains a lot of sand, thin sand melted. Melted in that water, thin sand, because a lot of sand is there. In that, mica will be there, abrakam we call. Mica, you know that mica, M-I-C-A, abrakam. There is one, mica. So abrakam. That abrakam and other thin particles were there in the water. They got entered into turbines, the turbine got spoiled and could not work. Then sadhus understood, dekho, you have done a mistake. Not mistake, Mahana, Papa. You have done to Ganga. Therefore, Ganga Ji, they call Ganga, you can't call them Ganga Ji, you have to say. Ganga means they won't like you. What is this? Disrespectfully you are talking. Ganga Ji, Ganga Maiya, you have to say. Ganga Mata Ji, Ganga Maiya, you have to say. Ganga bolne se they won't like you. So, then they say that turbines, everything stopped. The whole program was suspended. I thought months, years together, they were repairing. Ultimately, they found it's not workable because it cost a lot, highly expensive job to remove all that sand particle and again restart. Then I told this is not workable. They suspended the whole program. Then the sadhus felt happy. Dekho, Ganga Maiya has punished you. You have done a mistake. Okay, leave this. This is an example. So in these things, when you take power from water, what part of 100th part, 100th or 1000th or 1 lakh, which part you take from water? No part, only water's flow. The force alone is used for running the machine. Same water comes out. Nothing happens to water. Water remains same water. Similarly, when you take a photograph of a person, what part of him you take? Nothing. Therefore, matra mapadaya, matra, Sanskrit expression is matra means insignificant part. In fact, insignificant also you can't say because no part is taken. Only a shadow, only picture you take it. Vasana matram. Take it and imagine there. Okay? Before that, when you carry this picture to your place, dream. Your home, your dream. Before you carry that, how do you go? He says, Swayam vihatya. He kills himself. Himself means body. He kills the waking body. How does he kill? He makes the body unconscious. That means he withdraws his consciousness from the body and sense organs, isn't it? When your consciousness enters into the body and sense organs, you become awake. So when you withdraw, you go to sleep, what happens? You withdraw your consciousness from the body and sense organs. Then what happens? Your body is dead. You are killing your body every day. When you go to sleep, you are killing the body. In Upanishadic language, you are killing your body. Therefore, Swayam Vihatya, you make it unconscious. Body loses consciousness. That means you have killed the body. Swayam Vihatya, Swayam Nirmaya. That consciousness, which is withdrawn from the body and sense organs, it remains independent of the body, waking body and the waking world, and then it Swayam Vihatya, Hatya means killing. Having killed himself, his own body, Swayam Nirmaya. He creates a new body, new things there. Swayam on his own. Swayam means he doesn't borrow from the waking. He creates a new of his own. Just as you take a photograph, in those days they used to have a negative films. Negative films you take, and then with the help of a projector you project it and a positive picture appears there. You take a negative film. That was a big process. Once a cell phone came, taking a photograph, taking a video, even taking a film is so easy. Each one has become a one producer, one director. In those days, a producer, director would produce films. When that video picture, people would run to see. If some video picture is taken, people would run to see. Whole village would run to see. Oh, how can they take like that? We were surprised to see. But nowadays, cell phone has come. Anybody can take any picture. So in those days, they would take a picture, and then there is a projector behind, and you project it on the screen. You see the picture. Similarly, you carry that matra, only memories. And with the help of the memories, you project your own world. You are not borrowing the waking world. Because waking world you left here alone. Waking body, you killed yourself. And then you create your own body, your own world, and then see. Swayam Vihatya, Swayam Nirmaya. Swayam Nirmaya. Svena Bhasa, Svena Jyotisha. 2 words are there. Svena Bhasa. By how to translate is very difficult. Svena Bhasa. Svena Bhasa. Svena. Himself as an object. The Tritiya Vibhakti, the third case of Sanskrit. How to translate? Svena Bhasa. Bhasa is appearance. With the help of himself appearing. That means by appearing himself. That means object. In dream, what appears is yourself. Svena Jyotisha, one who sees is yourself. There, with yourself seeing it, with yourself being seen. With yourself being seen, with yourself appearing, let us say. With yourself, literally I am trying to translate, therefore language becomes complicated. With yourself appearing, with yourself seeing it. That is a correct translation. Svena Bhasa, Svena Jyotisha. Bhasa is appearance. With yourself appearing, Svena Jyotisha, with yourself watching it, with yourself illumining it, yourself appearing, with yourself illumining. How did I translate? Himself as appearance, himself as illumining. Yeah, himself as appearing and himself as illumining. Correct. So in dream, you don't borrow the external world. Nothing is, everything is including the body you kill and go away. Kill means you live here, throw away the body here, which you valued so much when you were in waking. How much you valued the body in the waking, during waking, how unceremoniously, disrespectfully, you insultingly throw away the body and go away. How carelessly. You have no respect. If you had really respect for the body, at least some part of the body you should have carried to the dream. Why don't you carry? It shows what a respect you have for this body. How careless you are. You just don't care for anything. So whole body you throw away here. Even the shadow of this body you don't carry. Only you go yourself. And there you see the world. But the world, in the world, what appears is yourself. One who sees is yourself. What a wonder. Therefore, Svena Bhasa, Svena Jyotisha, Swapiti. You start watching. Swapiti means you watch. Watch the dream. Swapiti means dream, that's all. Swapa can mean sleep, Swapa can mean dream. Swapa. Swapa. Swapa Shayane. Swapa can mean dream, Swapa can mean deep sleep. Both. He dreams there. This is the idea. Svena Jyotisha means tad vishayina vivikta rupena alukta drup sabhavena. Without he who sees, now he is purely available. He alone illumines there. He is not carrying the waking light of the sun, moon, fire, and none of them he is carrying. All of them he left here. Then what is that illumination illumining there? Soul Atma's illumination. Therefore, Svena Jyotisha, tad vishayena vivikta rupena. He is a vishay. He is a subject who is illumining. Vivikta, soul. Vivikta means S-O-L-E. Soul means all alone. He alone. That's the mean. He alone. Druk swabhave, alukta druk swabhavena. And his light is such which can never be lost. It is a continuous and eternal. Alupta. Lupta means subject to loss, subject to change. It doesn't wink. This light sometimes winks, it doesn't wink. Unwinking. Alupta means never winks, it is a continuously consciousness. Alupta druk swabhavena tad bharupam vasanatmakam vishaye kuram. So the light itself appears as an object, the light itself appears as an illuminator. He watches the dream world. This dream experience proves to you Atma is the Swayam Jyoti. Atma himself is the Swayam Jyoti. How the Swayam Jyoti will tell, but before that, lights take it. This daylight, when falls on an object, daylight assumes the form of an object and comes and appears to you. So when you are seeing, what are you seeing? You are seeing an object. Light is seeing, light is illumining the book. Let us say light is illumining the book. Light is illumining the book. Light is an illuminator. What is the book? Book is also light only. Light assuming a shape. Light assumes a shape is a book. Light illumining is the illuminator. Same light is the illuminator, same light is the illumined, Vishaya. Tane Vishaya, Tane, he himself is Vishaya, he himself is a Vishayi. He himself is the illuminator, he himself is the object. Just as the light when falls on the book, it assumes the form of the book, there it illumines and appears as a book. Similarly, you yourself appear as a dream object, as I gave you example of a dream, mirror reflection. In the reflection, you see your own reflection. You are the seer. Yes, you are the seer. You are seer, seeing, subject. Who is the object? Whom are you seeing? I am seeing myself. When you see myself, then who is the object? I am the object. You are the object and you are the subject. Yes, I am the object and I am the subject. Are you fool? How can you be object? How can you be subject? You should be either object or subject. How can you be two? He said, that's what I am. What can I do? In the mirror, I am seeing myself. I am the subject and I am the object. So object is imagined by myself. By the same seer, it is the seeing eyes sees its own reflection in the mirror. Mirror is only a help medium. Mirror is only helping medium. So the form you are seeing is only yourself. Similarly, when you are looking at a mirror, do you say, I am only a seer, I am seeing somebody else? Do you say, I am the seer, I am seeing somebody? There are two people. One is the seer, another is the seen. You can't say that. Here the seer is the same, seen is also same. Because seer is the same, you are seeing yourself. That means seen also yourself, seer is also yourself. This experience of dream proves to you, you are Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Prakasha means what? Swayameva Vivikta Jyotir Bhavati Bhashyadhyatmika Bhuta Bhautika Samsarga Rahitam Vishaya Bhutameva Hi. See, when he is carrying a matra, objection say, when he is carrying a matra, a little bit, a small trace, a faint trace of waking he is carrying, then how can you say he is Swayam Jyoti there? That means he is carrying what percentage? Tell me, what percentage of waking he is carrying there? Maybe not even 100th, 1000th, Allah, 1 croreth, isn't it? I don't know, 1 millionth in English you have to say. This crore and lakh are Indian words. Laksha, Koti, both are Sanskrit words. So we are familiar with Laksha and Koti. 1 millionth, 1 billionth, let us say. 1 billionth part you carry. That means that 1 billionth part is illumining. Atma is not Swayam Jyoti. Atma is still dependent upon somebody else. What 1 billionth you are dependent upon? When some people doing some work, the other fellow will come and sit by your side and touch the things and put it here and this things. And he says, I am also the partner with you because I am also helped you. Because you lifted one brick from here to here and here to here and ultimately left it there only. You lifted from here and brought it back here. Okay, so I have also helped you in your building the house. Therefore, I am also a what you call partner of your house. I am also a co-owner. Co-owner, you know that? I am also owner. If he claims, do you accept it? You fellow came unnecessarily, sat here and wasted my time and only simply touched the brick and you become a owner of it. And you become equal to me. When I have suffered so much, paid money and worked hard and built the house, you become a owner of it. Similarly, you take a little bit and he says, because of that whatever millionth part, billionth part you carried from waking, because of that Atma is not Swayam Jyoti. This is the discussion. So he says, Nanu asya lokasya matropadanam kritam. Matra, little bit is taken. Katham tasmin sati atrayam purusha. When a small part of it is taken from the waking, carried from the waking, how can you say Atma is purely on his own? All alone he is illumining. Swayam Jyoti, all alone illumining. Means he is the only illumination, nothing else. No, a part of illumination he borrowed from the waking. You can't claim. Siddhanta says, Naisha doshaha vishaya bhutameva hi tattenaiva chatrayam purushaha swayam jyotir darshayitam shakyate. Little bit is taken, but whatever is carried goes and forms into an object, constitutes an object but not subject. In reply, Shankaracharya says, whatever you carry, what you carry is only outlines of external objects. You have taken an outlines only and you have redrawn the lines there and calling them objects, that's all. Outlines only you have taken. Suppose you saw the house and he has taken a measurement. See how many rooms you have got? 4 rooms. What are the length? this is this length, it is, he measured this much of length, this much of width, and this thing he has seen the shape of the house. And he went built his own house exactly in this model. Okay? Same 4 rooms, same length and same way he built it. Now, this owner, if he complains, say, exactly you have followed my model, therefore it is my house, it's not your house, because you followed my model. And the length also, my room's length, because with the tape I'll measure and show you exactly you have taken my length, you have taken. Has he taken a length? Yes, you have taken my length, my width, my number also. I have got 4 rooms, you have taken 4 rooms. So, my 4 number, my length of my room, my width of my room you have taken. Therefore, I also have a right over your house. It is not purely your house. I also have a share in your house. If he says, what will you say? Form only, doesn't exist anything. The main house is himself alone. External form he copied, that's all. Just by copying external outlines, you don't claim anything. He doesn't claim. He's only copying somebody. Oh, he saw his idea is good. You see something, his idea is good, and you also make like that. That fellow will come and protest that you have you have imitated my house, therefore I have a share in your house. What will you say? Similarly, here he says, Matra Mapadaya. Whatever he has taken is only an appearance, he has not taken anything. And what really matters is Jyoti, the consciousness, the illumination is not borrowed. Illumination purely belongs to Atma. Whatever is borrowed is only external form only. See, the length and breadth I have copied from you, but what is the length? Can the length and width exist without any brick, without any wall? Wall is mine. Okay? Length I have copied from your room. Length of your room, width of your room, I might have copied. But what is the length? Length of a brick only. Length of a wall, but wall is mine. Wall is mine, length is yours, length is not yours, only copied, that's all. Similarly, we have only copied, and what matters is the real illumination. That belongs to purely Atma only. Purely belongs to Atma. Atma has not borrowed anything from waking. Waking, he killed the waking, already waking body. How can he carry? He killed the waking body, left of entire waking world and came over here. Like some of our Indians, leave whole India and go away and settle down and get American citizenship. Even their speaking changes, they speak in American accent and call like this India, these Indians. They call this India and these Indians, we Americans, they start addressing. Okay, so similarly here, he says, Atrayam Purusha Swayam Jyoti Darshayitum Shakyaha. We have taken the dream to show how Atma is self-illumination, self-effulgent, because when Atma is, there should be something to illumine. Something to illumine, it becomes easy for us to show. If there is only Atma and no external form to see, no apparent world to see, like in deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is no apparent world, there is only illumination. In deep sleep also, there is Swayam Jyoti Atma, but it is difficult for us to show you. We can show, but you find very difficult to understand the deep sleep. In deep sleep also, there is only consciousness, there is only Atma. But since there is nothing to see, there is no object to see, and the illumination, you think that it is all blank, there is no light at all, you say. Therefore, to help you to understand how Atma Chaitanyam, the consciousness of Atma, is independently shining without the help of the sun, moon, fire, and speech, any external things. External things are there only to illumine. It is just like here is a torchlight. Is the battery working or exhausted? Inside you put the battery. Is the battery working or exhausted? How do you test it? Just to test it, what do you say? You switch on. But after switching on, you have to illumine something. Okay, let us take this book or this somewhere you illumine. And he says, you have illumined my book. Therefore, you have illumined my book. Your battery shares, I have a share. My book has a share in your battery. Can you say? We are using the book only to illumine, not to say that book has something to do with the battery. The battery's capacity to illumine doesn't depend upon the book. Book is only a testing ground. If you use a testing ground, whether this pen writes or not, you take a paper and write something. Then he says, oh, paper has helped you to write. Therefore, who writes? Tell me. Pen writes? No, paper also writes. Because without the help of the paper, how does the pen write? He says, pen alone writes, paper doesn't write. Paper is only an object, it only receives that lines on it. Just because it receives the line, you say that paper has a share in the pen. So you have to say paper also has a share in the pen. You can't say. Or torchlight, to test it, you just to test something, whether this or that or wall or something. Only to test we have used the wall doesn't mean that wall is contributing to its light. Is the wall contributing to its light? Light belongs to the torchlight only. Similarly, Chaitanyam belongs to Atma. What you see is only testing. Just for testing we are having imaginary things. And those imaginary things are not contributing to the light in any way. Light is independent. Therefore, Atma Swayam Jyotihi. Shankaracharya patiently explains all these arguments. Few more arguments I left out because patiently, point by point, how he explains, thoroughly and logically. Now I read out this sentence, what I have explained. He says, Vishaya Bhutameva hi tat. What is carried is only an external form for testing only. How light works, to show you, to test, we have brought a few objects. Tenaiva chatrayam purusha swayam jyotir darshayitum shakyah. Only when there is an external world, we can show you Atma is illumination. But paper is not necessary for the pen to write, yet we are using paper for you to understand, otherwise pen is enough. Pen is enough to understand. Similarly, torchlight can illumine directly, you don't need an object, but for you to understand, I have illumined some book or some cloth or something. But the book and cloth are not contributing to the light, that you remember. Similarly here, Swayam Jyoti can be shown to you in dream easily compared to deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is a purely pen, purely torchlight. When there is no object, you are unable to see. What can I do? Therefore, for sake of you, I am using the dream. Otherwise, if you ask me, I will show you directly deep sleep. There is only light without object. Atma alone is the light without any object. But you need it because you are unable to see, therefore, okay, just for testing. I have given you torchlight, switched on, light is appearing. Come on, take this torchlight. He says, how do I know whether it works? Come on, test it. Switch off this light and then put it here. And he says, now have you tested? Now book and cloth, all these things are illumining. Yes, it is illumining. But he says, this book is illumining, cloth is illumining. Book and cloth also helping my torchlight to illumine. And that customer says, goes to the shop, who went to the shop, if I carry this torchlight to my home, will it illumine my book in my table? It is illumining this table, what about my table? Ayyo Rama. But have you not seen it illumined the table? He says, this table it has illumined, what about my table? What will you say? This table I have used just as an example. This table is not a necessary part of illumination. Only to test the illumination, for you I have used this table. You can use any table, doesn't matter. But table itself is not a necessary ingredient of the light. Table or a book is not a necessary ingredient. It is not a necessary part of the light. It is only for testing you have used it. That's all. Okay. Similarly, he says here, Jyotir darshan nato anyatha asati vishaye kasminchit sushupti kale. I could have shown directly the sushupti. When there is no object to see, directly I turned on and see light is there. You are unable to see. Therefore, I have to use the book. book or table or something. In Sushupti, I could have shown you, but you are unable to see, therefore I am bringing the dream. Kasminschit sushuptika yada punassabha vasanatmika vishayabhuta upalabhyamana bhavati tada asihi koshadiva nishkrishtaha sarva samsargarahitaha chakshuradi karyakarana vyavrattaha. So, it is not using the light of sense organs. See, the dream light is Atma light alone. It is not using the light of the sense organs. It is not using the external light. No external light, no light of the sense organs, nothing is present, no mind light also. Waking mind, waking sense organs, waking other lights, all lights switched off. We made sure, told the electricity department to switch off permanently for some time, completely, so that we will show you our light. So Atma's light alone is present, no other light, because that's why he told, having killed your sense organ, having killed your body, I told. Why? You may think that this one sense organ is carried there. No, sense organ is killed here only. You may think body, this sense of touch is carried there. Sense of touch also killed here only. Body is left here. Sense organs are left here. And you go alone, Atma. So Atma alone is shining. Do you understand? That's why I told, Swayam Vihatya Swayam Nirmaya. You may think that a part of sense organs are carried there. No, sense organs are here only, left out. Vishayabhuta upalabhyamana bhavati tadasihi koshadiva nishkrishtaha sarva samsargarahitam chakshuradi karyakarana vyavritta sarvam. Chakshuradi karyakarana, neither the body nor sense organs nor any, all aggregate is thrown out. Only Atma Swayam Jyoti is there. Tenatrayam Swayam Jyotir bhavati iti siddham. Now it is established that Atma Swayam Jyoti is present in dream. Oh, how much is argued to establish that Atma is Swayam Jyoti in dream. Okay? 9th mantra is over. Next question he has, hey, how do you say? In dream also we see the world. Dream also objects are there. There also wall, everything, Manusha, table, book and everything. There also sense organs are there, body is there. You are only just escaping exactly like the waking world. There is also world there. There is also waking sunlight. There is also dream sunlight, dream moonlight, dream fire, dream everything. How do you see in the dream object? How do you see the dream objects without light, without dream light? Without dream light, can you see the dream objects? With dream light alone, you can see the object. That means there also light is there. There also sun is there. In the daylight alone, you see the dream. There also external light is there. How do you say that? In dream also, you have a world exactly like the waking world. That means there also external light is present. There also sense organs are there. There also light is there, sunlight is there, moonlight is there, everything is there. This light is also there. How can you say Atma is Swayam Jyoti? Next mantra, 10th mantra says, no. Na tatra rathaha na ratha yogaha na panthano bhavanti. Rathan ratha yogan. Simply I translate the mantra and then explain tomorrow. In the dream he sees certain things, but they don't exist. If they had existed, you were right, you would be right. You would be right that there is an external light, external sense organ. There is neither sense organ nor light nor external world, anything. He says, Natatra rathaha naratha yoga. There are neither chariot nor the horses which draw the chariot. Neither ratha nor ashwa. Ashwa means kudre, horses. Neither there is a ratha nor there are horses. Rathaha ratha yoga. Na panthanaha, nor there is a road. Have you laid the road there? Tar road, cement road? Who laid the road? In dream there is no road, no ratha, no horses, but you create them. That means they are all your own imaginary, imagined by the same light. They don't exist. Tatra sujate, he creates them. Tatra anandaha mudaha pramudaha bhavanti. There are different experiences of mind level, sense organ level experiences of pleasure and pain and all that. You have got experiences in dream, pain, pleasure. Do they exist? If you have a pain and pleasure after you wake up, do you carry them? Nothing. Yet you only create them, you only imagine them. Anandan mudah pramudah srujate na tatra veshantaha. Neither the small streams, brooks and rivers don't exist, nor the tank, lakes. Neither there are lakes, rivers, brooks. There nobody created, there is no water. Yet you create lakes and brooks and all that. Okay, Veshanta Pushkarinyah Sravantyo Bhavanti. Ata Veshantan Pushkarini Sravanti Srujate. Sahi Karta. That means the dream consciousness is the sole maker of it. He doesn't borrow, he's a maker, he's not a borrower. Okay, dream Sakshi, the dream Chaitanyam is a maker of the world, not a borrower of the world. How is he a maker? In what sense a maker? This point we'll discuss tomorrow. In the Bhashya, he discusses that. We'll discuss tomorrow. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat.